You might have noticed something strange lately. People are disappearing, not in the physical sense, not in the way that headlines talk about, but quietly, softly, without noise or announcement. They are slipping out of the world that most people still call normal. You see it if you look closely, a certain kind of soul just fading into the background, leaving behind the noise, the chatter, the endless competition for attention. They're not dying, but something inside them has decided they no longer belong to this version of reality. And if you've been feeling that same pull, that quiet longing to step away from it all, then you might be one of them too. It starts subtly. You wake up one day and realize that the things that used to excite you now feel empty. The music that once lifted you now feels loud. The conversations that once entertained you now drain your energy. You scroll through endless feeds of smiling faces and start to sense the deep sadness hiding behind them. And in that moment, a question forms inside you, not in words, but in feeling. Is this all there is? Most people ignore that question. They bury it under new goals, new distractions, new noise. But some can't. Some can no longer lie to themselves. Something inside refuses to keep playing the game. That's when the fading begins, not as an act of rebellion, but as an act of truth. They start withdrawing, first from social noise, then from shallow interactions, and eventually from the entire illusion of who they thought they were supposed to be. If you've ever felt that, you know it's not easy. The world doesn't celebrate disappearing. It rewards visibility, noise, and constant motion. It tells you that your value is in your output, your relevance, your reach. But the ones who are silently leaving this world have realized something the rest haven't, that being seen is not the same as being alive. They've discovered that constant visibility often comes at the cost of authenticity, and they're no longer willing to pay that price. You might notice it in yourself, the growing need to be quiet, to be alone, to walk without your phone, to listen without responding, to exist without performing. These are not symptoms of disconnection, they're signs of awakening. You're starting to realize that most of the world's energy is spent maintaining illusions of control, of importance, of knowing. But when you finally see through those illusions, your soul grows tired of pretending. It longs for simplicity, for truth, for silence. And that silence, though terrifying at first, becomes the most honest space you've ever known. You stop filling every moment with stimulation. You start listening to what's underneath, your thoughts, your breath, the hum of existence itself. You start noticing how much noise was never yours, how many of your opinions were borrowed, how many of your dreams were inherited. And as those layers peel away, you begin to see what's left when everything false has fallen away. It's not loneliness, it's not absence, it's peace, a strange raw peace that doesn't depend on validation. The people who are silently leaving this world have discovered this peace. They have learned that the constant rush to stay relevant is the fastest way to lose your soul. They have learned that walking away is sometimes the only way to stay alive, and that's why they go, not out of despair, but out of clarity. They no longer feel the need to convince anyone. They no longer chase the attention of those who can't see them. They no longer debate those who are still asleep. They realize that truth doesn't need defending, it only needs living. And so they stop arguing and start being. You see, there's a quiet revolution happening, one that doesn't trend, one that doesn't go viral, one that no one talks about. It's the exodus of the sensitive, the aware, the awake. They're stepping out of the collective noise and into something older, deeper, purer. They are rediscovering what it means to be human, to feel without numbing, to see without judging, to love without owning. They are the ones who walk slowly while everyone else runs, who look at the stars while others look at their screens, who find joy not in consumption but in presence, who have learned that solitude is not a punishment but a homecoming. But let's be honest, this path isn't romantic. It's not peaceful all the time. The fading comes with grief. You'll grieve your old identity, your old ambitions, your old belonging. You'll miss the comfort of being someone in the eyes of others. You'll miss the illusion of being understood. But as you shed those skins, something extraordinary begins to take shape. A new kind of life, one that doesn't depend on external meaning. In that space, you rediscover your senses. You begin to see colors more vividly, feel time more slowly, love more quietly. You stop looking for purpose and start living it. Because purpose was never out there. It was always waiting for you beneath the noise. The people who are silently leaving this world are not running from life, they're running to it. They're stepping away from artificial living, from the constant simulation of connection, from the echo chambers of outrage, from the addiction to distraction. They are choosing depth over drama, stillness over stimulation, essence over appearance. And yes, they're harder to find now. They don't post much, they don't share everything, they don't chase visibility. But if you meet one of them, you'll know. Their presence feels different. They don't rush to speak, they listen. They don't project opinions, they ask questions. They don't compete, they create. Being around them feels like breathing again after holding your breath for too long. If you've met one, you might have felt that strange warmth, that sense of being seen without judgment, of being allowed to exist without performing. That's the energy of someone who has already stepped out, of the collective illusion. They don't need to change you, they don't need to be right. They simply exist in truth, and truth is magnetic. The irony is that these people, the ones quietly leaving, are the ones who will eventually save what's left of the world, not through grand speeches or revolutions, but through their being, through their refusal to play the unconscious games that keep humanity asleep, through their choice to live gently, authentically, truthfully. Because when you stop feeding the illusion, it begins to crumble. Every act of silence is a rejection of noise. Every act of authenticity is an antidote to performance. Every act of stillness is an act of rebellion in a culture addicted to movement. So yes, they're disappearing. But not into nothingness, they're disappearing into truth, into the quiet spaces where real life still breathes, into forests, into art, into meditation, into conversations that still mean something. They're not abandoning the world, they're preserving what's real in it. If you feel that same pull, that quiet urge to go somewhere the noise can't reach you, don't fight it. Don't call it weakness. It's not depression. It's not detachment. It's your soul remembering what peace feels like. It's the natural instinct to return to balance after a lifetime of overstimulation. You are allowed to leave the spaces that no longer feed you. You are allowed to outgrow the conversations that keep you small. You are allowed to disappear from the version of yourself that was built only to survive. Because real life, real conscious breathing life, doesn't happen in the noise. It happens in the stillness you've been taught to avoid. And when you finally give yourself permission to go quiet, something miraculous happens. You start hearing life again, not the life that's broadcasted, but the one that whispers, the sound of wind through leaves, the rhythm of your own heartbeat, the soft truth that's been waiting under all that chaos. That's where meaning lives. That's where you find yourself again. The people who are silently leaving this world are not lost. They are the ones who have finally found something worth keeping. They are building smaller lives filled with bigger meaning. They are trading noise for nuance, performance for presence, consumption for creation. They are remembering how to feel. And maybe, just maybe, that's what the world needs right now. Not more voices shouting, not more opinions colliding, but more souls choosing silence until their words actually mean something again. So if you've been feeling this calling, that quiet, undeniable urge to step away, trust it. You're not disappearing. You're returning. You're peeling away from what's false so you can live what's true. You're not giving up on the world. You're giving the world a chance to remember itself through you. Let them call it strange. Let them call it selfish. Let them call it whatever they need to. You don't owe explanations for your awakening. The people who are meant to understand will feel it, even if you never say a word. In time, you'll notice that your absence becomes your message. Your silence becomes your statement. Your peace becomes your protest. Because in a world built on noise, the quiet ones speak the loudest truth of all. So if you are disappearing, do it without guilt. Leave softly. Withdraw with love. And know that where you are going, inward, deeper, higher, is not an escape, but a homecoming. You are returning to the place where your soul can breathe again. And maybe someday, when the noise finally collapses under its own weight, the world will remember you. The quiet ones, the ones who left early to build something real in the silence. But until then, just keep walking softly. Keep choosing peace over participation. Keep choosing presence over performance. Keep choosing truth over comfort. You're not leaving the world, you're leading it, just from a quieter place. And if this message found you at the right moment, maybe it's because you were meant to hear it. Maybe you've been standing on the edge, wondering whether to stay in the noise or follow the pull towards silence. Consider this your permission. You don't need to wait for anyone's approval to disappear for a while. The world will go on. But you deserve to rest. And when you're ready, when the time is right, when you've reconnected with what's real, come back. Bring your clarity. Bring your presence. Bring your truth. Because the world doesn't need more noise. It needs more people who have learned how to be quiet. If you felt something while listening to this, if you recognized a piece of yourself in these words, leave a comment. Tell me what part spoke to you. And if you want to keep walking this quiet path together, subscribe, like, share this with someone who's been feeling the same pull. Not to feed an algorithm, but to remind each other that we're not disappearing alone. Because sometimes the most powerful act of love is to step away from the noise, so we can finally hear what the soul has been trying to say all along.